Let me ask you something. When was the last time someone asked you for a favor and you said yes, even though every part of you wanted to say no? When was the last time someone treated you badly and instead of speaking up, you smiled and said, "It's okay"? When was the last time you swallowed your real opinion just to keep the peace? If any of that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Because here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to say out loud. Being too nice is quietly destroying your life. We grow up being told that nice is good. Be nice to your classmates. Be nice to your family. Be nice to everyone. And look, kindness is good. Real kindness is one of the most powerful things a human being can offer. But there's a difference between being kind and being too nice. And most people have never stopped to think about that difference. Being kind means you genuinely care about people. Being too nice means you'll sacrifice yourself just to avoid discomfort. Being kind is a choice you make from a place of strength. Being too nice is a habit you fall into from a place of fear. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of being disliked, fear of losing people, fear of being seen as selfish or difficult or cold. And here's where it gets dangerous. The world doesn't reward people who are too nice. It takes advantage of them. Let's talk about what being too nice actually costs you, because the price is higher than you think. First, it costs you your time. When you can't say no, everyone else gets to decide how your hours are spent. You end up doing things for other people, while your own goals sit untouched. You go to bed exhausted from a day spent serving everyone else's priorities, but yours. Second, it costs you your energy. Every time you say yes when you mean no, there's a quiet drain happening inside you. Resentment starts to build, not toward others, toward yourself. Because deep down, you know you betrayed what you actually wanted. Third, and this one is big, it costs you your respect. People don't respect pushovers. They like them, sure. They find them convenient, absolutely. But respect? That's reserved for people with standards. People who know what they will and won't accept. People who are willing to disappoint you in the short term rather than deceive you in the long term.
And fourth, it costs you your identity. When you spend years molding yourself to what everyone else needs, you lose track of who you actually are. Your opinions get buried, your needs get ignored, and eventually, you don't even know what you want anymore, because you stopped asking. So why do people become too nice in the first place? This is important because understanding the root changes everything. For most people, chronic niceness isn't a personality trait. It's a survival strategy. At some point in your life, probably early on, you learned that keeping people happy kept you safe. Maybe you grew up in a home where conflict was scary. Maybe you were criticized for being too much. Maybe you lost someone's love or approval and decided you'd never let that happen again. So you adapted. You became agreeable. You became the person who never caused problems. And it worked. People liked you. People needed you. And that felt like love. That felt like connection. But here's the painful truth. When people only love you because you never say no, that's not love. That's utility. You're not a person to them, you're a function. Real love, real friendship, real respect. Those things can survive a no. They can handle disagreement. They can exist even when you disappoint someone. If a relationship can't survive your honesty, that relationship was never built on solid ground to begin with. This is the section I want you to pay close attention to, because this is where the mindset shift happens. Stop trying to be nice. Start trying to be genuinely kind. Nice is surface level. Kind goes deep. Nice is about how you make people feel in the moment. Kind is about what actually serves them in the long run. A nice friend tells you your business idea is great even when it has obvious flaws.
A kind friend tells you the truth with care, with love, but with honesty, because they'd rather you hear it from them than learn it the hard way. A nice boss avoids difficult conversations because they don't want to create tension. A kind boss has those conversations anyway because they respect their team enough to be real with them. A nice partner goes along with everything to avoid arguments. A kind partner speaks up because they're invested in building something real, not just something comfortable. See the difference? Nice prioritizes your comfort right now. Kind prioritizes your growth long term. Nice is easy. Kind takes courage. And here's what most people get wrong. They think the opposite of nice is mean. It's not. The opposite of too nice is honest. The opposite of too nice is boundaried. The opposite of too nice is real. All right, so how do you actually make this change? Let's get practical. Step 1, notice the pattern. Before you can change anything, you have to catch yourself in the moment. Start paying attention to when you say yes and you feel a drop in your stomach. That feeling is data. It's your gut telling you that you just gave something away that you didn't actually want to give. Step 2, create a pause. You don't have to answer immediately. One of the most powerful things you can start saying is this: let me think about that and get back to you. That one sentence gives you time to check in with yourself instead of defaulting to yes out of habit. Step 3, practice saying no without over-explaining. This is huge. Too nice people are notorious for giving elaborate explanations and endless apologies when they decline something. But here's the thing: a no doesn't require a courtroom defense. "I can't make that work" is a complete sentence. "That doesn't work for me" is a complete sentence. The more you over-explain, the more you're signaling that you feel guilty for having needs. You don't need to feel guilty for having needs. Step 4, separate discomfort from danger. When you first start setting boundaries and saying no, it's going to feel deeply uncomfortable. Your body might even panic a little. But discomfort is not danger. Someone being briefly disappointed in you is not a catastrophe. Their momentary frustration is not your emergency. You are allowed to let people sit with their feelings without rushing in to fix it. Step 5, start small. You don't have to completely transform overnight. Start with low-stakes situations. Decline an invitation you don't want to attend. Send back a food order that came out wrong. Give your actual opinion when someone asks for it. Build the muscle in small moments, and it becomes easier in the big ones. When you stop being too nice, something remarkable starts to happen. Your relationships get better, not worse, because now they're real. People know where they stand with you. They know that when you say yes, you actually mean it. And that makes your yes worth something. You start to feel lighter. That constant low-grade exhaustion, the one that comes from carrying everyone else's comfort on your back, starts to lift. You stop going to bed resentful and start going to bed at peace. You start to respect yourself more. And when you respect yourself, others feel it. Your presence changes. The way you carry yourself changes. Opportunities start finding you, because confident, boundaried people attract better circumstances than approval-seeking ones. And perhaps most importantly, you start to find out who you actually are. Because when you stop performing niceness for everyone else, you finally have space to discover what you genuinely think, feel, want, and value. That is not selfishness. That is becoming a whole person. So let me leave you with this. The world doesn't need more people who never say no. It needs more people who are honest, more people who have standards, more people who are kind enough